Good morning, Malacanang Press Corps and guests. Welcome sa press briefing ni Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella.
Good morning. We're pleased to have today National Youth Commission Chairperson Aiza Seguerra. Aiza is a singer, a supporter of Karapatan Alliance for the Advancement of People's Rights, ambassador for Amnesty International, LGBTQIA rights advocate, and a supporter of Rock Ed, a member of Organisasyon ng Pilipinong Mga Awit and Filipino Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. Known for many songs like Pagdating ng Panahon and movies. Aiza studied at the University of Santo Tomas, majoring in guitar at the USA College of Fine Arts and Design, where Aiza also majored in industrial design from 2001 to 2002. Ladies and gentlemen of the Malacanang Press Corps, Aiza Seguerra.
Nax. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat, and maraming salamat ho dahil pinagbigyan niyo po kami ngayong Valentine's Day, at para po sa mga taong bitter, Happy Tuesday. Sinadya po namin na nandito po kami dahil naniniwala po kami na dahil mahal po natin ang isa't isa, ay panahon na po upang seryosohin natin ang mahalagang usapin tungkol po sa HIV. First, we at the National Youth Commission believe that there is a need to disseminate the correct information about HIV. Aminin po natin na may iba't ibang pananaw po tungkol sa HIV at kadalasan ay kinakatakutan o madalas iniiwasan natin ang mga taong positibo dito. Pag narinig pa lang po natin ang salitang virus, kakaiba na po ang pakiramdam natin. Pero kailangan pong maintindihan ang tamang konteksto tungkol dito, lalo na po ang pamamaraan para po makaiwas. This is why the National Youth Commission took the initiative to come up with the anti-HIV campaign, dubbed as The Virus Ends With Us. This is an umbrella campaign that aims to wipe out the stigma with the help of the youth, the parents, educators, people living with HIV, and celebrity endorsers. Nakipag-alyansa po ang National Youth Commission sa iba't iba pong sektor para po sa kampanyang ito dahil gusto po namin na mapalawak po ito ng husto, and we relied po on people and institutions who believe in the cause. At dahil po dyan, nabuo po ang campaign na ito with the following pillars. Number 1, ang Usap Tayo Caravan. We believe po that the parents and educators should get involved in the campaign with the Usap Tayo Caravan. This is a program of Train Station Incorporated, a company that specializes in training workshops for personal and organizational development. Usap Tayo seeks to address the lack of communication between parents and children about actually the most important things, about taboo things, about sex, drugs, HIV, LGBT, mental health. Through Usap Tayo, the parents and educators will be taught how to approach the subject and talk to the young people about it. The Usap Tayo Caravan intends to properly brief adults and grown-ups about keeping an open mind about the possibility of the children getting infected with HIV. Ang expertise po ng kampanyang ito, ang Train Station Incorporated, ay Neuro-Linguistic Programming. It will help po na ma-empower at ma-enable po natin ang communication between parents and children. Isa po sa mga dahilan ng mga kung ano-anong problema po ng mga kabataan ay ang kawalan po ng panahon na makapag-usap-usap. Naniniwala po ang National Youth Commission na sa pamamagitan nito ay magkakaroon po ng pagkakataon na mag-open up ang mga bata sa kanilang mga magulang at gayon din po ang mga magulang sa kanilang mga anak. The Usap Tayo workshop follows after an awareness campaign. Sa pamamagitan po nito ay tiyak na magkakaroon po ng pagbabago. If we can encourage one child to speak, to open up, if we can influence one parent to listen first before reacting, to understand instead of being angry, yun po ang goal natin. Ang pangalawa po, misconceptions about HIV have been preventing everyone from getting tested. This is why we ask the help of our celebrities who are inspiring and passionate advocates against HIV to debunk myths about it. Through the integrated efforts of advocates, celebrities, and people living with HIV, we are able to help educate and encourage the people to make HIV testing a universal practice. Dagdag po na may usapin sa kulturang Pilipino na mas nagpapalala po ng stigma sa HIV that makes it difficult for the youth to talk about it. Sa pamamagitan po ng campaign na ito, sana po ay maging normal na usapan na po ang tungkol sa HIV that will enable education about the infection through digital and on-ground efforts. Virus Ends With Us is a campaign of the National Youth Commission with the help of Train Station and the YNR Philippines Ad Agency. The NYC encourages everyone to support the campaign. Please, please, please support us. Para po tuluyan pong masugpo ang nakakabahalang pagkalat na HIV infection in the country. So right now we are launching our hashtag Virus Ends With Us sa Facebook at sa Twitter po. So now, maglo-launch po kami ng dalawang video. Yung isa po, it aims to educate our people na ang testing po natin, ang protection, kagaya po ng condom, at ang gamot po ay libre po ito sa ating mga health centers. So this is our first campaign. This is libre to. Please watch it.
Ang Pinoy mahilig sa libre kasi
Marami nagtitipid.
Kuripot.
It feels good pagka nililibre ka palagi.
Dapat ang libre, di tinatanggihan. Grasya yun eh. Religious tayo.
Magiging masaya kung libre ang bahay.
Shades, since collection ko, shades.
Sana libreng lipo.
Mga instruments.
Kiss.
Sabay mo na rin yung hug.
Internet.
Kotse.
Gusto ko ng libreng roller coaster ride.
sana libre na lang yung mga engagement yung mga malalaki.
Pampatangkad.
Libreng manicure kasi kailangan ko na.
Sana libre ang pagpapakulot. Make-up na.
Nanood ng sine. Huwag yun. Kasi mawalan kami ng kita. Kape. Ang init.
Having HIV is not a death sentence. Punta na sa pinakamalapit na health center para sa libreng serbisyo.
Libre daw.
Salamat po. So, of course, gusto po namin pasalamatan. Lahat po yan ay thank you. Pasalamatan ng mga actors. Libre din po sila. So, maraming salamat po sa ating mga kasamahan sa industriya sa pagtulong po sa ating HIV awareness campaign. Ito pong pangalawa, it's actually medyo mas sensitive po siya because naniniwala po kami that we cannot win this war against HIV if wala pong tulong ang mga parents natin, ang mga educators, ang ating mga nakatatanda. And kagaya nga po ng sinabi dyan sa video na una, libre po ang gamot sa HIV. Ika nga ay manageable na ito. Pero bakit ang dami pa rin namamatay? Bakit marami pa rin ang nai-infect? So I think ang pinaka-problema dito is it's not actually the HIV that kills people. It's actually the stigma. So ito po ang pangalawang video namin. Sana po panoorin ninyo.
Yes.
I have 4.
Pia, Arjo, Ria, Jella, Chavi.
Si Miguel ay 22, si Juliana ay 12. Yes.
Medyo.
Very, very close.
Ang buhay ko, ang mundo ko, ang mga anak ko.
Yung mga bata ngayon may eksperimento.
Most of my kids are girls, so very sensitive.
Sino bang mag-a-advise sa mga anak, kundi tayong mga magulang?
I think she was 5 when we first talked to her about sex na hindi birds and bees.
Medyo may na-explain na ako.
Sinasabi ko na rin yung mag-iingat muna sila.
I-open ko yung mata nila sa katotohanan, sa realidad.
Ang hirap isipin yun, ano?
I don't know. It's...
Wala akong gagawin kundi mahalin siya lalo.
aakapin mo. Sino pa ang aakap sa anak mo kundi ikaw?
Kailangan nila ng suporta at pangunawa.
There is a way to live with it na hindi kailangang matakot.
HIV is not a death sentence.
Sa ating mga magulang, ang responsibilidad para pangalagaan ang kapakanan nila.
Suporta, pangunawa, at pagmamahal. Huwag sila ikahiya.
May gamot, proteksyon, at
Yun po yung aming dalawang videos na ni-launch. Maraming salamat po sa oras na binigay niyo po sa National Youth Commission and good day. Thank you. Oh, we're now open for questions.
MPC, question? Inaando lang? Yeah, question? Microphone, please.
Ay, nasa harap niyo po. Happy Tuesday.
Oh, happy Tuesday. Ano pong age ba dapat, do you encourage parents to start talking about these issues? Kasi you mentioned earlier, it's part of the Usap Tayo campaign.
Yes.
And how are parents supposed to start out with such talks?
Kami po naniniwala na dapat, of course, especially for girls, no? Sana bago sila magkaroon or pag nagkaroon na sila ng kanilang first menstruation, sana po ay medyo may napag-uusapan na, nabibigyan na po sila ng tamang information. Because sa totoo lang po, nagulat din kami, may mga reports po tayo as young as 10 years old po, buntis na. At ang nakabuntis po ay 11 years old. This is actually medyo, hindi naman po siya, hindi yan ang average, but nakikita po natin na mas maganda po talaga at a very young age. May paraan naman po ng pagsasabi. I think kami, na-discuss, ito na lang, ikwento ko na lang sa anak ko. We had to talk to our daughter about sex because she wanted to have a baby brother and sister. Of course, we had to explain to her that it's not that easy for us, for her mom and I, na mag-conceive. So we had to explain to her kung paano ba nabubuo ang bata at kung ano ba ang in vitro fertilization. So I think there's a right way naman of explaining it. Hindi natin we just have to be factual. Hindi natin kailangan na maging siguro dapat mawala sa parents mismo yung mali siya. Kasi kapag wala naman sa utak natin ang mali siya, madali nating may explain ito sa mga bata.
I understand a few months ago, meron na pong reports that the HIV statistics are reaching a crisis level,
Yes, ma'am.
looming epidemic. Ano na po ba yung status ngayon?
Nandun pa rin po tayo. That's why ngayon po may 3 pong agencies sa government po ang nag-a-address dito. Of course, DepEd, DOH, and ang National Youth Commission. Kaya po kasama ang National Youth Commission dahil malaki po ang percentage ng kabataan. Kumbaga ngayon, ang HIV, ang mukha nito ay kabataan na. That's why kaya po namin nilaunch itong campaign ito because we want to make sure na bumaba po ito. Sa ngayon po, of course, we're just starting this, but mataas pa rin po siya. But hopefully, mas marami na pong magpa-test. Hopefully, mas marami pong mga magulang din ang sumama sa kanilang mga anak na magpa-test. Kasi po, of course, alam po natin sa batas ngayon, if you're under 18, you can't get tested na wala pong parental consent. And we all know how hard it is. Diba? Tayo nga, magpaalam pa lang sa magulang natin ng night out. Ang hirap na eh. What more, sasabihin mo sa magulang mo na, "Mapa, I'm sexually active. Mapa, I might have HIV. Please, go with me." So it's very hard. That's why actually we're pushing also to lower it down, the age of testing and ang pagbibigay ng RH services.
From what age to what age? Yung lower?
Sana 15.
Ano bang yung 18?
From 18 po ngayon.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Yes, may lawyer.
Joseph Morong,
So,
use the
yes,
microphone, please.
we have to. It's legislation.
Marlon Ramos.
How do you engage youth groups dito sa awareness campaign ng NYC?
Actually, nakakatuwa because napakaraming mga youth groups talaga ngayon ang mga advocates, And we had a meeting with them. Sinabi namin sa kanila, ito ang module natin. Kasi ngayon, sa totoo lang, iba na ang mga kabataan ngayon. It's better if you just give them, kung ito yung gusto nating mangyari, ito ang goal natin. Now, it's up to you how you want to deliver the message. Dahil mas na-empower din sila. So, we just gave them that ito yung kailangan natin. This is the module. And sila na yung mismo nagbigay ng kanilang mga inputs kung paano ito paano ilalabas ang mensahe. So nakakatawa because ang ganda ng mga ideas nila, may mga games pa. So it's not a boring talk. Alam mo 'yun, hindi siya magiging boring itong magiging ating mga seminars. It will be interactive because of of the ideas of our youth groups.
Are these groups school-based or
Halo po.
may
School-based and
mga
community-based po.
out-of-school yun?
Opo. Of course, we really have to address also our out-of-school youth. So yes, community-based.
So recently yung DepEd, yung Secretary Leonard Briones decided not to distribute condoms sa mga schools.
Yes.
What's your view on that?
Siyempre, ako na lang, okay, tapos na yun. Yun ang desisyon. Pero ako ay humbly implore our teachers also. Sana po ay maging partner po namin kayo dito. Na sa pagbibigay po ng tama pong impormasyon. Napakalaking bagay po na ang mga teachers ay kasama kasi dito eh. So, yun po ang aming view dyan. That's why we also did this campaign, kasi kung hindi pwede sa eskwelahan, at least alam din ng mga tao kung saan sila pwedeng kumuha ng proteksyon.
How about the church?
What about the church?
May engagement din ba kayo sa
Ngayon
sa
po,
church
wala pa po.
groups? Wala. Okay, thank you.
Joseph Morong, then to be followed by Henry Uri, DCRH.
Morning. Hi, I'm interested in sa lowering of the age to 15. May kinakausap na kayo sa Congress to lower this?
Yes, opo. Patuloy naman po ito, yung mga PLHIV advocates natin.
But
And
no bill has been passed. I've been submitted yet.
wala pa po. It's actually they just have to amend it,
Okay.
the
But
legislation.
still, you need a bill. Wala pa, no?
Wala pa po eh.
Would you have the statistics? Kasi sabi mo kanina, yung face ng HIV/AIDS is kabataan. But would you have the,
So
just to give a profile?
Okay, sa 28 Pinoys po na nai-infect, ang 24, 26 dito ay kabataan. 62% of new infections ay among 15 to 24 years old. 85% of the new infections ay 15 to 30 years old. So, ayun po ang pinaka-importanting data. 24 young Filipinos get infected every day. 24, yes. So ito po ang data na meron po kami. Yung mga komplikadong data po sa DOH na lang po.
Where do you attribute that kind of rate?
Halo sir eh. Sa totoo lang we cannot say that ngayon lang naman nag-engage ng early sexual encounter sa mga kabataan because we all know that this has been happening before. Siguro ang nangyayari lang is because now the youth are getting tested. Maybe that's why. Number 2, siguro yun. Walang information na nakukuha nila about sex nanggagaling sa internet. Kung sa eskwelahan man siguro ay hindi ganun kumpleto. Kung sa parents ay hindi rin naibibigay siguro. Hindi lahat po ng mga magulang ay nakakapagbigay ng tamang impormasyon sa kanilang mga anak tungkol dito. So I think halo-halo po. And talagang siguro andun talaga, it's a physiological thing. Nagbabago talaga ang katawan ng mga kabataan. Siguro ang importante lang nating masabi sa kanila is itong pagbabago na ito, nangyayari talaga yan. So it's important for them to know the right information na kaakibat itong pagbabago na ito yung proteksyon na dapat alam mo rin.
Just an elaboration on the treatment kasi mukhang hindi yun alam lahat ng maraming tao that you can get from your local
Health
clinics.
centers. Actually, may tinatawag sila na, sundown clinics or something. Sundown clinics may tawag doon. And I think doon nakukuha. But you can get the information from your health centers po. Libre po ang medicine for HIV.
When you say medicine, ano yung available for them?
Antiretroviral medicines.
Thank you, Joseph. Henry Uri, DCRH.
Ano po yung mga bagay-bagay na nagpapainganyo at nag-uudyok lalo sa mga kabataan para pumasok sa maagang pakikipagtalik at nauuwi dito sa sakit na ating pinag-uusapan?
Siguro, itong mga naiisip nila na ito ay actually naisip din naman natin to nung tayo yung mga kabataan din. Hindi ba? Sorry.
Dito ho namin.
Hindi ba?
Hindi ho namin naisip yun. Kaya
Sorry.
hindi namin alam.
Opo. Pasensya na po, nag-assume po ako, sir. I think, una-una changes, no? Alam natin kapag dating mo ng, sa mga babae, once they get their menstruation, sa mga lalaki naman, at a certain age, nag-iiba na talaga ang katawan nila. Hormonal changes. Kapag adolescent ka, alam mo yon, lahat, yung hormones mo, they go crazy. So ito, I think, more than the, yung mga panlabas na rason, ano, I think it's more of a physiological thing. It's just that, itong mga panlabas na ito, mas it heats up palalo ang ating mga pagbabago sa katawan. Of course, andyan din yung sasabi natin, yung mga napapanood din sa television, maybe, nababasa. But yun nga, the thing is, it's everywhere. But not all youth engage in early sexual encounters. May iba nakakapagpigil, may ibang hindi. So, I think it's really a personal thing.
So, yung internet ho is the biggest factor na pwede nating balingan ng sisi rito. Kung yun ho ang nakikita ninyong dahilan, ano po ang inyong ginagawang kampanya laban dito?
Yung usap tayo. Sa totoo lang po, sir, sa lahat naman po, kahit saan po tayo pumunta, it can be a factor. It can always, everything around us, not just the internet, TV, movies, books, comics. Kasi kung iisipin mo na, it all can be sexual. Pero I think it's really the basic unit, the family that we have to address. Kasi kahit naman po ano ang nakikita ng mga kabataan sa labas, kung masasabi natin na ang values nila ay intact, maghihintay yan. At mag-iingat yan.
Thank you, Henry.
Last na lang, ano ang payo ninyo doon sa mga kabataan at mga personal message na lang doon sa mga nakikinig, nanonood ng mga kabataan?
Ako po, ang masasabi ko sa mga kabataan, mag-ingat kayo. Kasi minsan tayong mga kabataan, kayong mga kabataan, sometimes you think that meron tayong parang invincibility cloak eh. Alam mo yung parang pwede natin gawin lahat. YOLO, ika nga. But you know, sometimes with risky behavior, these things happen. So akin lang is, yes, you are the youth. Yes, you want to live life to the fullest. But please also be responsible. Make intelligent decisions.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Benji
Huwag naman, ma'am,
Liwanag.
sir. Masakit sa puso yung...
Benji Liwanag, DZ
Ito.
to be followed by Chris Jose.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Today's Valentine. It's a love month.
Happy Valentine's Day, sir.
Oh, happy Valentine's. So, yung sinabi niya, direct message. Now, it's a love month. Paano natin mapipigilan yon? Any information that you'd, yung ilalabas, especially on the youth, especially today, happy Valentine's Day.
Kaya nga po, napansin ninyo, Valentine's Day po talaga namin inilabas ito dahil yun po ang gusto namin mangyari. Gusto namin mangyari, okay, sige. Siyempre, number one is we want you to abstain. But, alam naman natin na, imposible yun. That's why there's always C. May condom po. Yun lang po.
Thank you.
Chris Jose?
Sir, hindi niyo po ba kinonsider na makipag-ugnayan din sa DILG para yung kampanya niyo bumaba sa mga barangay? Kasi yung mga magulang, hindi naman po lahat na nanonood, bahay lang, para po barangay officials, tapos yung mga magulang na nasa bahay lang.
Kasama din po sila. Hindi pa lang po namin na ilalatag sa kanila ito, but ito naman pong effort na to ay hindi po matatapos ng February. It's gonna go on. So, kasama po sila dito. Isasama po namin sila dito. Thank you very much po, ma'am.
Okay. More, Chona, you? Questions? No more? Okay, thank you, Malacanang Press Corps. Thank you, NYC Chairman Aiza Seguerra.
Thank you.
Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella.
You want to wait? May mga tanong pa kayo? Alright. More questions?
About love.
You seem thrilled by the prospects. All right, good morning. We'd like to begin with 2 or 3 points, and then we'll have a Q&A. The Social Weather Station fourth quarter survey showed some very interesting statistics. 48% of Filipinos expected that their personal quality of life would improve in the next 12 months, compared to the 3% that expected it would get worse. 51% of Filipinos were optimistic that the general Philippine economy in 2017 would get better, compared to the 8% who felt it would deteriorate. Quite interestingly, 37% of Filipinos said their lives improved in the last 12 months, compared to 21% who said their lives worsened. The Duterte administration has pursued a policy of economic inclusivity anchored in peace and order. The latest survey reaffirms that the president is on the right track for espousing economic progress and peace and order. Also, in the just recently concluded business forum in Davao, the ADB executive, Mr. Bolt, said that President Duterte's 10-point agenda is on the right track. Content with the economic progress of the Philippines, Mr. Bolt said that there is a need to sustain growth on buoyant consumption and public and private partnership for the Philippine economy to remain strong. Lastly, a recently concluded survey by Internations said that the Philippines is one of the best countries for raising a family. Founded in 2007 and the world's largest network for expatriates or people who work and live abroad, the Philippines ranked number 17 in the list of best countries for raising a family. According to expats, the Philippines is one of the best in the world for the quality of education, for family and well-being, and a place that has a friendly attitude towards children. Accessible education is priority for the Duterte administration, and the DepEd was given the highest increase of 31% in this year's budget. We're open for a few questions.
May question about the statement? Other issue. Marlon Ramos?
Morning po, Yusek.
Yes.
Sir, just clarification kasi I think there was a confusion regarding the pledge of the President to release 2 billion the other day sa Surigao. Is it intended for the residents who will be affected by the closure of mines or dun sa mga earthquake victims?
All right. Let me just go straight to the primary source. I'll read in Cebuano, I will translate. Okay. Para kanang na ako'y buhi ang kwarta gamay so susteha, gyud na sa katong mga nawad-an o kinabuhi. Murilis ko gamay. Mga 2 billion, tama na siguro? Di man na ninyo mahurot, no? Hala, palitin nila sila og subdivision og house and lot tanan. I will transliterate. I will release a little money, okay? So please use it carefully, especially for those who lost their lives, or it can also be transliterated as those who lost properties and their lives. Murilis ko gamay, said it twice. Mga 2 billion, tama na sa inyo? Okay. Is 2 billion enough? Di man na inyo, I don't think you can finish that. I don't think you can use all of that. And then he said, again, in the same light-hearted manner, he said, bibilhan nyo na lang sila na bahay sa subdivision. The essence of the statement is not the 2 billion, but that the essence of the statement is that he would release the monies and the funds to supply the needs of those affected by the earthquake victims.
But yung figure, sir, I think that's more important because because the president spoke before the survivors ng earthquake.
That's right.
Okay. Kasi kahapon and yesterday, Secretary Martin Andanar issued a clarification that it's actually intended for the miners.
All right.
Yun lang po.
Okay, let me just bring this back now to this statement, to the primary source. Okay? The primary source is PRRD. And PRRD made a commitment to meet their needs. Okay, to meet their needs. And in this sense, I understand where you're coming from, that the figure is important. However, the collective intent of the president is to provide for all their needs. The survivors of the earthquake, yes. In this particular statement, that which is connected with the aid is for the, yes.
Inandulong, CNN Philippines.
So, sir, saan po nanggaling yung statement ninyo? I mean, I texted you yesterday,
Yes.
and also Sec Martin sent a different statement saying that it's for the families who may be affected by closure of mining operations in the province.
I was actually making a direct quote from Sec Martin, okay? But I think it's crucial, the last part of that statement that said, if you remember the text, the crucial part is that the president would release aid, financial aid for those in need, okay? There was no specific number for that. Thank you.
Where did the communications secretary get his information then? Did he he basically now relate to us wrong information
I'm
yesterday.
not saying that he relayed wrong information. Come again? Let's just put it this way. Let's stick to what I'm saying now.
Oh.
Basically, I'm just going, which is in effect, the same as what Sec Martin said, the last part.
The last part.
last
But
part.
he did say that it's actually in a text to one of our reporters, he called it a speculative allocation, which will be used if and when people lose their jobs, if mining operations in Surigao or are suspended. So that's not true anymore, you're saying?
I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying that if you need further clarification on that part of the communication, you may refer to him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Follow up, Marlon.
But, like I said, based on the primary source, there will be enough funds to provide for the victims. And I think that's essential, especially at this stage. Yes,
So
Mark.
just a reaction, sir, because many survivors of the earthquake are complaining about the slow aid distribution dun sa Surigao. In response to...
Would you like me to read the statement I made?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. On the distribution of relief goods in Surigao. The earthquake occurred Friday, February 10, evening, and the local government unit of Surigao City, the first responder during disasters, declared a state of calamity on Saturday, February 11. That's the timeline. It happened 10, state of calamity 11. The DSWD regional director team arrived on Saturday to assess the damage and check the affected families. Then, the relief goods were delivered Sunday from Butuan. Okay. You have to understand that there was damage in the infra. Okay. Distribution was initially hampered by an inadequate distribution system. The victims were already expecting the relief goods as early as 5 a.m. It's understandable. But the local government made a judgment call to wait for the president who arrived by 1 p.m. So it was not the DSWD, it was the local government who felt it was imperative to wait for the president. Food packs were finally distributed around 2 p.m. So there was about a 7-hour delay. After PRD made the initial distribution. However, 3,000 family food packs were successfully shared after DSWD Caraga officials, the local government, Surigao City, and barangay officials worked out a more efficient distribution system. Remember, this was a disaster, and at the end of the day, they all performed admirably. There was a delay, yes, but that was also because it was a certain judgment call based on what they thought was best during the situation. But it was not intentional, and it was not intended to keep distribution packs or being insensitive to their needs. It simply was, in a sense, a response to they felt it would be more prudent to wait for the president.
The president previously said na ayaw niya yung hinihintay siya and then yung ceremonial na aid distribution. He doesn't want that.
That is true. And I suppose we're all learning how to work with a president who's really more inclusive.
Ngayon po, okay na ba yung distribution system?
Opo. Ayos na. By the way, additional relief goods are welcome, especially drinking water, and may be received by the DSWD and the LGUs in Surigao.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Marlon. JP Bencito, Manila Standard. To be followed by Dexter Ganibe, DCMM.
Hi sir, good morning.
Yes, JP.
Sir, you're saying na parang yung 2 billion is not much of an important matter lang naman. Pero just in case, sir, where will we get funds that will be allocated for earthquake victims? Will it be from the Quick Response Fund? Will it be from the existing calamity funds? May idea po kaya tayo, sir?
Right now, I do not have an idea of where exactly it will come from, but it will be provided.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Laila, follow-up ka ba? Okay, Dexter Ganibe. Microphone, please.
Isaac, good afternoon.
Dexter.
Sir, follow up lang doon sa distribution. Nabanggit nyo na the local government ang nag-decide doon.
Which should be.
Pero ano po ba ang stand ng Malacanang dito? Dahil nasa disaster na nga yung mga tatanggap ng relief at ipapahintay pa ang Pangulo bago mag-distribute, which is sinasabi ng mga residente, maaga pa lang ay nakahanda na dun sa loob ng auditorium yung mga i-distribute. May abiso ba ang Malacanang sa mga local government units na magsagawa na lang ng tawag dito nung parang ceremonial distribution kapag before the ceremonial distribution ay pwede na mag-distribute ng mga relief goods dahil kailangan po nila nung pagkain.
So, ano yung tanong, Dexter?
May abiso po ba ang Malacanang na do away with it sa mga LGUs?
I think as Mr. Marlon has already pointed out, or was it him, that we should just go ahead and do it. It doesn't stand on ceremony. I think at the end of the day, Mr. Ganibe, we all just learning how to work with this president. We're all learning how to be more pro-poor and more proactive. We're all learning. But at the end of the day, it was successfully distributed. There was a slight delay, and I suppose everybody just needs to just learn how to work together.
Okay.
Kasi malinaw po dun sa mga binabanggit nga ng Pangulo sa mga binisita na dati nung nakaraang taon na pag bumibisita ako sa mga area na mayroong kalamidad, ay huwag nyo na ako pa-distributin kasi hindi ko naman trabaho yon. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na siya aantayin para doon sa ceremonial distribution at mag-distribute na kaagad.
Mukhang ganun nga. Okay? However, the LGU made a judgment call. So, at the end of the day, all's well that ends well. Okay? But it's true. We should be more proactive and just go ahead and make sure that the president, that is his main concern, that people should be attended to as soon as possible. He doesn't want waiting on ceremony. He doesn't like ceremony. So, for all, for everybody within reach, we should all respond that way.
Okay, thank you, Dexter.
Thank you.
Joseph Morong, follow-up. Microphone, please. Microphone.
Sir, tama po ba yun na si Sec Judy nananawagan for cash donations?
I doubt it.
Walang ganun, sir.
As far as I know, I doubt it. We don't do that.
We have enough funds to cover the...
course, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, other issue na tayo. Laila Salaveria to be followed by Benji Liwanag. And
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the CBCP said it was willing to collaborate with the president. Given the tenor of the president's statements against the bishop, is this even possible? Is he willing to listen or work with them?
At the end of the day, anything is possible. Sabi ko nga last time, wala naman sigurong matigas na tinapay sa mainit na kape. If they show this from the very beginning, maybe we would have a better working relationship. Of course, we welcome that. But of course, at this particular stage, things have to be worked out. Okay? But the initiative must come from the CBCP.
When you say things out, what do you mean? Do they need to apologize for their
Not necessarily, but I suppose, magmamagandang, just work it out.
Do they have to stop speaking out against killings? For
There
the
are no
president
shoulds
to
in this case. It's just a question of being able to show goodwill. Being civil.
Yes. Do you have anything in mind? What do they have to do for the president to be open to them?
Call.
Just call. Well, according to CBCP President Soc Villegas, they're in touch with a cabinet member who's a former seminarian Would you know anything about this? And
There are 3 former seminarians, as far as I know. Ernie Pernia, Ginny Vasco, and Mike Sueno. Yes.
so, sino yung kausap, sir, ng CBC?
Hindi ko
Would you
alam,
know?
actually. Pero alam kong ex-seminarian silang tatlo. Come again?
Follow up, Joseph?
Another topic.
Okay.
Sir, kasi there are questions from a retired general about the mass grant of the Medal of Valor to the SA 44 members. According to General Ramon Farolan, it sets a bad precedent because the Medal of Valor should not be given wholesale. It kind of dilutes the essence of the award. So what is the President willing to reconsider his move?
Let me just read what this provided me. The President already signed last February 8 the posthumous conferment of the Medal of Valor to 42 SAF members. The Appointments Office is still working on the schedule of the awarding ceremony. So, I think we need to respect the President's judgment call.
Okay. Benji Liwanag?
Oh, that's my question. Anyway, thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
It's okay. Thank
Anything
you.
else?
Other issue, Roscos?
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, there.
Sir, natanggap na po ba ng Malacanang yung letter po na nire-request po ng misis ni Mr. G. Ikju, the kidnap and slave victim, na kay Pangulong Duterte na hayaan na lang po ang PNP na mag-imbestiga sa kaso?
Sa pagkakaalam ko, wala akong I don't have direct knowledge regarding that matter, but we can find out. Sayang wala dito si Ace. You could say, I'll get back to you later.
If ever po ma-receive ng Office of the President, ano po ang stand?
We will wait for that. Okay, thank you.
Joseph? Follow-up, JP? Other issue? Joseph Morong.
Sir, sa Marcos Ill-Gotten Wealth, may decision ng SC. In-affirm lang yung lower court decision na it belongs to the government. Ito yung Malacanang collection ng mga Marcoses. As a matter of policy, sir, when a final ruling is reached by the Supreme Court that it belongs to government, would the government be willing to sell it so we can use the money elsewhere?
I don't know if we're going to sell it, but we will abide by the decision that it belongs to the government.
But should it be sold, sir, para ma-liquidate and magamit?
That is an entirely different matter.
Sir, kailan si Bongbong maging DILG?
May narinig kang ganyan? Ako wala.
May nakita pa nga ako, sir.
No, frankly, I don't have any knowledge of that.
Wala po.
As far as I'm concerned, I have not received anything.
Okay.
Thank you, Joseph. JP Bansito.
Sir, on the NDF, sa peace process, sabi po ng NDF, hindi daw po sila dapat yung i-blame for the breakdown of the peace talks. It's just a matter of emotional breakdown for the President. Ano pong reaction ng Palace dito, sir?
We're just quiet about it. I mean, that's their reaction. Okay.
Pero sir, clarification lang on the statement of the President last Sunday. He was like somehow giving on an opportunity possibly for the peace talks to continue.
Let's put it this way. I'm not familiar with the actual statement that he made, but the president is a president of the entire Philippines, and it is part of his agenda to ensure that there will be final and lasting peace in the nation.
Last na lang, sir, were there consultations being made by the President to some cabinet members involved in the peace process? Ongoing.
He is in constant touch with OPAP and DOLE.
Thank you, sir.
Last question, Joseph Morong. Marla? Joseph Morong.
Just a clarification lang, sir, dun sa tanong ni Laila. Is the President willing, open to sitting down with the bishops and discuss yung mga differences nila regarding the extrajudicial killings and other matters?
Let's take it one step at a time. Let's wait, let's not speculate on how he will be open, but let's take it one step at a time. First they offer, then we see how he responds.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Joseph Morong, last question.
Sir, the President ran and won on the platform of anti-corruption.
Yes.
Sa House, sir, may proposal to delist plunder from the list of heinous crimes punishable by death. What is the palace's position on this?
It's something that will have to be clarified during cabinet meeting.
What do you mean clarified during cabinet meeting, sir?
If it's going to, how the president's going to respond to that, whether it should be removed, whether it should be what, it should be discussed either with DOJ or something like that, and it will be, these matters which are of great import are usually discussed during cabinet meetings.
In other words, sir, wala pang position yung palace.
Wala pang position.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you Malacanang Press Corps and guest. Thank you Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella. Back to our main studio sa Radyo ng Bayan and PTB4.
Thank you. And happy Valentine's.